This is my September report episode, a roundup of everything I've been reading, eating, playing, obsessing over, recommending, and treating. This month had a lot going on. The girls went back to school, actually a new school for them. I went away to Georgia for 3 days by myself, which was the first time that I've ever left my kids, and we did not go to Disney World. So this is an episode I like to do every few months, just like a more personal episode about motherhood and business and life behind the scenes. My hope is to give your brain and mine a break from the Disney World planning things, and hopefully you will walk away with something new to try. Hello, and welcome to the Laid Back Magic Way podcast. I'm your host, Dana Stanley, creator of Laid Back Magic. As a mom of 3, I know how tough it can be to find time to plan a Disney World trip that doesn't leave you feeling stressed or overwhelmed. That's why I'm here, to help moms like you create Disney vacations that feel even better than they look on paper. Here, we're not chasing perfection, but creating our next favorite memories. So whether you're brand new to Disney or looking to go deeper into the details, this podcast is your go-to for simple tips, mindset shifts, real-life trip recaps, and expert insights to make your trip magical and manageable. New episodes drop every Monday, so be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so jumping right in with reading, I'm actually very excited because I have not read a fiction book in a really long time that could hold my attention. So I want to say like the last 5 books I've read have just been more like documentary or business. And I haven't really been excited to read a fiction book in a while just because I usually go back to like my favorite authors and see like what they've been up to, and none of them have really published anything in a while. But this one I stumbled across just, I think, from like Amazon, like 2025 best fiction books, and I was just kind of researching. So the one that I landed on for my trip, I wanted like a fresh book for the plane, is called Here One Moment by Leanne. I'm going to attempt the last name. It looks so simple, but it's hard to say. Moriarty, I think is how you say it. But you probably know her from past books she's written, like Big Little Lies, which I actually didn't read because I just watched the show first. But if you look at her lineup, these probably sound familiar too. So The Husband's Secret, What Alice Forgot, 9 Perfect Strangers, which I think is also a show, but I haven't watched that one. So this is her latest novel from 2025. So this one, I'll be honest, I read the first page like 5 times. Like I just could not get past the first page. And I think it's because it starts off like at an airport. And I'm just letting you know right now, like if you happen to be in the same situation as me where you're reading this before you get on a plane, nothing bad happens. But I think that was like even subconsciously, like something starting off, like it was literally exactly where I was. Like she was waiting for her gate and she was doing this. And I was like, wait, like that's like too freaky. So I didn't even read it until the flight back is when I actually got really into it once I got past that first page. But I just wish I had known that. So you're good. If you start reading it, nothing bad happens, not going to freak you out. And now that I'm over like 100 pages in, I still have no idea like what direction it's going, but in a good way. It also has, what is it called? It's when the perspective changes from chapter to chapter, like the spotlight goes from one character and then another character and goes back and forth in kind of a loop. And I really get sucked into books like that because you'll be really into one of the characters' storylines and then it goes to the next person. Then you get really into that and it goes to the next person. And you kind of want to keep reading to get back to maybe like one of them has a little bit of a cliffhanger. So far, 100 pages in, very addicting. I have no idea if I will hate the ending, but that wasn't really like the point of why I wanted to read a fiction book. I just really wanted something to hold my attention. So I'm excited that it is. E for eating, nothing too exciting on the eating front, but if you feel like me, then you might just kind of be over coming up with weekly meal plans every single week when you're grocery shopping. And I think that is one of the reasons why I don't get excited about food as much as I used to. It's just like a never-ending preparing of meals or thinking about meals just over and over and over. So I actually don't go crazy with my meal planning. I just like to at least know what we're having for dinner and then just kind of rotate between the same things for breakfast and lunch. But the dinners really start to like weigh on my mind. I know they shouldn't, but they do. So what I'm trying to do is really just stick to like no-brainer themes for each day of the week. And I've been slowly doing this for a while. Like, for example, Story loves tacos. And then one day it was like Taco Tuesday because it was just coincidence. And now we have Taco Tuesday every Tuesday, and I don't have to think about that. On Fridays, we usually go out to dinner or we get takeout. I don't have to think about that. So I've been trying to implement that feeling with the other days of the week. And this all starts on Friday, since that's the day that I don't have to make dinner because we're going out. That's the day that I like to meal plan. So I'm not like meal planning and writing a list and then I'm also like cooking up dinner. I don't know why, that just makes me feel better, but it just does. So Friday, my brain is free because we're ordering out. I write my meal plan and then I'll usually just order groceries for Saturday morning, like a pickup order. That way I don't have, like, I am not going to the grocery store with the 3 kids. I've done it, I think, twice in the last 2 years. And now it is like pickup only. And then after we get the groceries on Saturday, we're having something simple, like maybe something on the grill because it's the weekend and Colton's home. So if it is nice out, he can handle the grill, some easy sides. And then Sunday, I'm going to try to do it as like a double day. So this is something easy that I can make a huge batch of on Sunday. And this is really great because now that it's getting cooler, it'll most likely be like soup, or we did chili this past Sunday. So think something in the crock pot. A curry would be great. Something that might even taste better the next day. That way on Monday, we just have leftovers. Mondays are just hard because the kids are back in school. My podcast episodes are due on Mondays. You know, it's just a busy day. And I don't want to think about dinner or have like a bunch of ingredients out and making a mess. So leftovers. I feel like people go either way with leftovers. Like I have friends and family that hate them and love them. I personally love them. So I know that we're having chili tonight and I don't have to do anything except maybe like grate a little bit of cheese and do some toppings. And I love that. Tuesday, again, easy one, Taco Tuesday. And I don't change anything here. Like I don't do like quesadillas or like different Mexican foods. Like it's just the same tacos every Tuesday. I call them mom tacos because I feel like all of our moms, you know, it's like the taco seasoning with ground beef, lettuce, cheese, salsa. And then if I want to do a bowl and I can add avocado, we'll do black beans on the side. It's very easy to like modify for each kid. Some of them have like deconstructed tacos, as Sailor calls it. Some of them do like little tiny roll-up tacos, but they're tacos. Wednesday usually ends up being a pasta day. It depends usually on like the weather, I think. Like there's some days where it's hot and sunny. I'm like, ooh, I do not want pasta. And then I'll usually kind of pivot a little bit and make something else. But I at least like to just have some like frozen meatballs in the freezer, a good jarred pasta sauce, and some pasta. And then lately I've been having like a separate batch. Like I'll do a gluten-free pasta for me, which is great and fine, but doesn't taste as good. So then the kids will just have regular pasta. Thursday is sheet pan day. So think like chicken and zucchini with onion or like chicken sausage and vegetables, just like any type of protein and then a bunch of vegetables. There's some onion and garlic on there and pop that in the oven. And we usually always have leftovers. So sometimes I'll have that leftovers for lunch. And then I'll make like something stupid easy on the side, nothing fancy. And the only thing I really need to remember usually for this ahead of time is marinate the chicken. And if I can remember that, then it's very easy. Other than that, it's not a lot of dishes. I just wash the sheet pan and it's been great. And then we're back to Friday and we're going out and I'm doing my meal plan again. So this has been working. Obviously, things happen, but just to recap, it would be Friday going out, Saturday something easy, hopefully on the grill. Sunday is double day, Monday leftovers, Tuesday tacos, Wednesday pasta, and Thursday a sheet pan day. Okay, I'm excited to talk about this one for playing. And I actually haven't had time to play this in a while. But like if you asked me this 2 months ago, I was playing it a lot. And it's a game called Dreamlight Valley on the Nintendo Switch. And I mean, I'm sure that it's on other things maybe. I'm not sure, but I play on the Nintendo Switch. And I discovered recently after talking to some of my friends that not every Disney fan is playing this. So I kind of need everyone to be playing this. Okay, so that we can like talk about it. I don't want to like botch up the gist of the game. So here is how the interwebs describe it. Okay. It's a life simulation / adventure game. The game lets you wander around a magical valley, meet and befriend Disney and Pixar characters, build and decorate your homes, garden, you craft, cook. That's my favorite part. Like I like cooking and making the different dishes. The storyline is that something called, quote, the forgetting left many of the characters with no memories. And it's your job, with the help from Merlin, to restore the valley by removing night thorns, they're called, unlocking different realms, and helping characters remember who they are. So you are not playing a Disney character. You are just a human being person that you are controlling, and you can change the look of what you look like. So to unlock these characters within the valley, you have to earn and do certain things to collect something called Dreamlight. And then when you reach enough Dreamlight, you unlock these different realms, and then there's like a character inside. And this is like the most fun part. So when I say I'm playing this, it's like we're playing this. Like we kind of take turns, like Story plays it, she's 9. And then my 5-year-old will play, and we play the same person. We don't have like different profiles, so it's kind of like a team effort. And it's funny because like you can sell and trade different things, and you'll be collecting them. And I'm like, don't sell my softwood. Like I need that for a quest. Like it's just really funny. But the best part is you're like all working to collect, let's say 10,000 Dreamlight for this character that you're working really hard to earn enough for. And then you unlock it, and it's like so exciting and everyone's freaking out. But I will say it's one of those games that the girls will like mainly stick together. Like they're helping each other out because like obviously my 9-year-old reads better than the 5-year-old. So it's really nice having something like that versus like, I don't know, Mario Kart or something where sometimes the kids are like more like fighting or like pitted against each other. So it's really nice having something like that everyone can kind of get into, especially going into like the end of the year, and the weather is going to be getting gross and colder and things like that. So yeah, I love it. Dreamlight Valley. For obsessing, I put 2 things. So the first one is my phone. I'm obsessed with my phone in the sense of like, I need like a full phone detox. And I think this will make more sense when I get to the end of the episode and I talk more about the treating things. But long story short, I haven't been feeling great. And when you don't feel good, the easiest thing to do is like sit on your phone because it doesn't require you to move and it's very low effort. And because the algorithms, I've been seeing a lot of things about this thing called Brick. Have you heard of it? It's this little gray square. It's a physical thing, but it has a companion app that you download onto your phone. You can set it however you want of like what it actually blocks on your phone. But once you brick your phone, you can only unbrick it, meaning you can only unlock certain things when you're physically at the like tangible little square. I know that's like hard to explain in a podcast. For example, if you didn't want to be on your phone from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you would brick your phone. And the only thing that would work on your phone is the things that you want to work. So for me, that would be like maybe just my phone and my texts and photos or something like that. But all of your social media or your email, if you wanted to, is locked and you can't unlock it until you physically go to the location and unbrick your phone. So if you were going out, if you had like a date night, you would brick your phone before you left. Or if it was the weekend and you were taking the kids to the park, you could brick your phone before you leave. That is very enticing to me. When I have my phone, it is just like a default to open Instagram, and my work is on Instagram, and then it's like dumb. I mean, everyone knows how it feels to not be able to get off your phone as much as you want to. I have been doing better about not scrolling at night, especially thanks to this book that I'm reading and just keeping my phone out of my bedroom. But if you have been using this, or you've heard of R.E.P.O.R.T and you bought it and you like it or don't like it, I would love if you DM'd me on Instagram and let me know if it helps at all, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it. And the second thing I'm obsessing over is when we're going back to Disney World. I'm honestly not really itching to go quite yet. I'm not having FOMO yet. But as you know, things come up fast. So you have to really plan ahead, especially with Disney World. And I know that a lot of our trips end up being last minute. And I wish that they weren't. I would like to plan further out. So that's something I've been really thinking about and obsessing over, is just 2026 in general, from vacations to business things to personal things, how to stagger things out, when we want to go where. And that way, as soon as I know the dates, I can start putting in requests for renting DVC points, which is my favorite way to stay at Disney, because whenever I go to Disney World's website and I look at the prices to stay deluxe, I am reminded, oh yeah, this is why we always have to rent DVC points, because we save 40%. And that's just been on my mind, to get it down on paper and just have something in the books. R for recommending is a total shameless plug, and I'm recommending you join Laid Back Magic, and I'm going to tell you why. I mentioned in the beginning of the episode that I was away for 3 days in Georgia. And this was actually a retreat with my business coach and other people in her mastermind. We spent about 2.5 days just talking about our business and working on our businesses. And at one point on the retreat, we did kind of a switch. So we would find a partner and we would give advice on our businesses, and then we would switch. And at one point, I asked my partner, okay, what would you do if your husband gifted you a Disney World trip this year? He does it as a surprise. And she said, well, first I would laugh and say well, I hope this is all planned for me because I'm not doing it. I don't have time. And then she said that she would use my Walt Disney World guide for once she was in the park. I was oh, okay, I'm seeing a problem here. And you've probably heard before, and we said it so many times on the retreat of, quote, you don't know what you don't know. And I realized planning a Disney trip once you get there is kind of like trying to have dinner ready when everyone wants to eat, when all your guests have already arrived. And I'll give you an example from my own life. My mom comes over to watch the kids once in a while. So it's not last minute. I know she's coming. She knows she's coming. And because she doesn't live super close, she usually stays all day. So I'll make dinner. We have a little dessert, nothing crazy, but I want to have something home cooked. And because I know she's coming, I'll do a lot of prep beforehand. So whether that is preheating the oven, or marinating the chicken, or just shopping for the ingredients, or chilling the bottle of wine that I get her. But if I waited until she got there, literally nothing would be ready and we wouldn't have anything home cooked. I could scramble and just get something from DoorDash. And of course, it would not be a life or death situation, but it would not match what I envisioned in my mind of sharing a glass of wine with my mom over a home-cooked meal versus just some soggy pizza that I randomly ordered from DoorDash. And it would not feel as thoughtful and it wouldn't feel special to me. And having this conversation with her at the retreat, I thought okay, there might be some people that don't join Laid Back Magic just because they think they don't need it. So I wanted to tell you that this could be the you didn't know you need it type of guide that teaches you how to plan and not just what to do. So from sketching your park days before you even buy tickets, to understanding the difference between the regular line and something called the lightning lane. It's all the behind the scenes prep, just like me prepping for my mom coming over for dinner, that makes the trip actually feel 100% finished once you get there and frees up your brain that you can actually feel like laid back and present with your kids. And I know that's the whole reason you're going to Disney World. Because once you're there, like once you land in Orlando and you check into your resort, I'm telling you, my goal is that you should not be researching anything once you're there. Like, I just want it completely done for you. Like me putting something in the crock pot. It is just done. You've done the work, and now you can actually relax when you get there. Moving on to treating. For this, I'm using treating as in like how you would treat an ailment, like treating a problem instead of treating like a dessert or something like a spa day. And I'll tell you why. So if you remember, well, I don't know why you would remember, but just in case you didn't know, I've been feeling like absolute trash for about 4 months and like slowly not great for I'd say probably like the last year, like since last October. So after just trying to fix myself with supplements and like self-diagnosing, trying to eat better and do all the normal things like we all do, I finally turned to a functional nutritionist who she actually specializes in like gut and hormones. And I could have done some testing on my own or gone through my doctor, but I knew that I definitely wouldn't be able to read the results. And then I would just start Googling and go down the wrong path. So I wanted someone that could give me a protocol of exactly what to do, which is what she did. But I also didn't want to do blood work right off the bat because whenever I get my blood work done, I feel like it just always comes back normal, which is really frustrating. So the test I had done was something called a Dutch test. And long story short, it's because blood work doesn't show how your body is like using or metabolizing certain hormones. And then it can miss certain things if your hormones are like fluctuating throughout your cycle or even the time of day. It's hard to get a good read from blood work. So I got this testing done, and I'm not going to tell you what I was low in because I don't want you to think like, oh my God, that's so me, and then kind of self-diagnose yourself, because it does seem like everyone I talk to who is kind of in this phase of life of me, like they've had a bunch of kids and now they're in their mid to late 30s, and we all just like don't feel great, which is like lovely for us, but we can't not feel good. Like we just can't. I did come back with severely like off kilter results. So that was actually a good thing. Like my worst fear was it coming back normal. I'm going to leave a link to the Instagram of the functional nutritionist that I used, as well as the test that I took. Highly recommend her. Like I loved having someone explain my results and then give me just like, do this and take this. And it is helping. Like I do definitely feel way better than I felt, I want to say a month ago. I'm just still not great. Like I'm not 100%, but I hope that I'm on the right path. So I'm treating myself with this protocol. And the top 2 things of how to fix this naturally are, number 1, strength training, not just exercise, but like really hard weight training, like heavy weights, not like Pilates or high intensity interval training, like strength training and walking. Number 2 is prioritizing sleep. And I thought that I already was because I've been so exhausted. I am getting like a full 8 hours. It's not like I'm going to bed late. I'm waking up early, but it's really about the quality of sleep. So before I'm going to bed, that means like no blue light at all, like no screens. I'm thinking about getting some blue light glasses in case we watch TV. I'm not sure yet, but for sure, like no phone before bed, and taking magnesium. I know there's like other things I could take, but for now I'm just taking magnesium. Also avoiding eating 2 hours before bed, which I was for sure not doing before. But it makes sense because your blood sugar can spike in the middle of the night when you eat late, and then you can't fall back asleep, which sometimes happens to me. Everything in my protocol is like not glamorous. Like it's not just like, oh my gosh, do this one thing and you'll be cured. It's like very small things that I think most of us all know are the quote, like healthy or right thing to do. But I do notice like when I don't do them, I feel a difference. Like it's the difference between feeling like kind of okay and like absolute garbage. So this is my life now. And I'm hoping I can get back at least within the normal range soon. And then when one of these things doesn't happen, it won't be that big of a deal. But right now, this is like my number one priority is just getting my levels up so I feel better. So like I said, a very personal episode, but I hope that there is something that you can take away from this. I'll leave links in the show notes, like for the book I'm reading and anything else that I mentioned. And if you did have a takeaway from this episode, I'd love if you left a quick review on the podcast. It only takes a few minutes, but it really helps more people find the show so that I can keep bringing you episodes every week like this one. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Laid Back Magic Way podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode and it was helpful for you, it would mean the world to me if you'd write a quick review. Your reviews help more moms like you find the show, and I read every single one of them. Seriously, thank you in advance. You can find me on Instagram at Somewhere Worthwhile, and I'd love to hear from you there. DM me if you have any questions about this episode or what you'd like to see in future ones. Until then, keep planning for your next favorite memory, and I'll see you next time.